It happened on a Tuesday morning. You walked into the meeting room, coffee still warm in your hand, notes prepared, heart calm. It was supposed to be a regular presentation. But just as you opened your mouth to speak, your manager interrupted, loudly, publicly, and with words sharp enough to slice through glass. "This isn't what we asked for," he snapped, voice echoing against the cold walls. "Were you even listening in the last meeting?" Eyes turned. Some colleagues smirked, others looked down, uncomfortable. You froze. Your throat clenched. Your mind screamed, "Say something. Defend yourself. Don't let them humiliate you like this." That sting of disrespect, it hit like a slap you didn't see coming. Your instinct was to fire back, to restore your dignity with words, with defiance, with noise. But then something else surfaced, something quieter. A different voice inside whispered, "Disrespect is not about you. It's a mirror reflecting them." You took a breath. You didn't speak. In that pause, you remembered the Stoic way. When someone disrespects you, they are revealing their own instability, not your worth. It's not about your performance, it's about their need to feel powerful. Their insecurities, their chaos, spilling out in a flash of anger. And if you let it in, if you make it yours, it becomes your poison. But if you let it pass, like a wave breaking on stone, it loses all power. You held your gaze. Not proud, not weak, just still. The room remained silent. And in that silence, you didn't lose. You rose. The tension lingered in the air like smoke after a fire. You left the meeting room feeling like a balloon stretched too tight, not angry, not sad, just full. Of what, you couldn't yet name. As you walked through the office hallway, flashes of thoughts hit you like cold rain. I should have said something. They think I'm weak. Next time, I won't stay quiet. But beneath all that noise, something deeper stirred, a reminder, control what you can. Your response. Marcus Aurelius wrote it with ink and steel, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You can't control your boss. Or how others laugh quietly. Or the whispers behind closed doors. But you can control you. You sat back at your desk. Hands still. Mind racing, but calming. You opened your notebook. Not to take revenge. But to reclaim peace. You wrote just one word, stillness. That's what separates the Stoic from the ordinary. The ability to stay calm in chaos, to remain composed in a storm of ego and emotion. It's not weakness. It's power. Because anger is easy. Silence is strong. You realized, in that moment, you had passed a test that many never even see. You weren't controlled by the outside world, not this time. You had chosen your response. And that choice? It changed everything. That evening, you sat alone in your apartment, city lights flickering through the blinds like restless thoughts. The day's events still echoed in your head, but softer now. Distant. You stared at your phone. Social media open. Messages unanswered. The temptation to post something clever, something sharp, to show them you weren't weak, crept in like a thief. But then a quieter truth knocked at the door of your mind. Why do you need their validation at all? Disrespect only stings when you allow it to define you. But what if it didn't? What if you were so rooted in your own value, that no insult could shake you? You remembered something Seneca once wrote, a good man is not harmed by the opinions of others. Not because they don't try to harm him, but because he doesn't give them the power. You turned off your phone. No post. No reply. No performance. Just you. Sitting with your own thoughts. And you realized something powerful. When you stop seeking validation, you stop being vulnerable to the people who try to withhold it. You remembered who you are. What you stand for. What you're building. It's not for likes. It's not for applause. It's for something far greater. Peace. Purpose. Integrity. You don't need them to see you. You need you to see you. And tonight, you did. The next day, you stepped into the office. Same place. Same faces. Same underhanded tone from that one coworker. Late again, he smirked, though you'd arrived right on time. In the past, you'd have let it get under your skin. Maybe snapped back. Maybe brooded all day. But today, something was different. You didn't react. You didn't even flinch. You simply looked at him. Not with anger. Not with fear. But with clarity. Because now you saw it clearly. It wasn't about you. His comment, his attitude, His need to jab, it was a reflection of him, not you. That's the thing about disrespect. It's not a mirror, it's a projection. A person's inner chaos, spilling out into the world. And some people? They need to tear others down just to feel tall. You stood firm, letting his words hang in the air, unanswered. Silence. Stillness. Power. That moment of non-reaction, it spoke louder than any comeback ever could. You didn't need to fight fire with fire. Because you weren't on fire. You were calm. Clear. Composed. As you walked past him, he muttered something under his breath. But you didn't turn around. You smiled to yourself, not because you won a battle, but because you refused to enter one. You chose peace. And that is strength. It's late. You're walking home alone. The street is quiet, the city lights flickering like distant stars. Today wasn't easy. The comments. The stares. The subtle digs. They came at you from every direction, some from strangers, others from people who should have known better. But tonight, something inside you is still. You're not shaken. You're not angry. You're aware. Each moment of disrespect was an opportunity, a test. And you passed. Not by overpowering. Not by retaliating. But by mastering the one thing only you control, your mind. You remember what the Stoics taught. We don't control what others do. We only control how we respond. So you walked on? Not with pride. Not with arrogance. But with dignity. You didn't need to lower yourself to meet them in the mud. You stayed on your path, steady, elevated, untouchable. And that's what Stoicism truly is. Not coldness. Not silence. But strength with grace. Calm with clarity. The kind of peace that can't be shaken, because it's built from within. Tomorrow, the world may try again. Someone will doubt you. Mock you. Undermine your worth. But that's not your burden to carry. You'll remember, disrespect is noise. And you've learned how to walk through the storm in silence. And that's what makes you different. That's what makes you a Stoic.